What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So last video, fixed the wastegate, swapped out that spring. Hopefully that fixes this issue and it works and does what it's supposed to, down to one spring just like Brad had in his versus the two that I had in there. Anyways, got that thing put back on the car and that should be good to go, hopefully. Won't find out till we actually drive the car again, which could take it on the street, but I gotta put slicks on it to drive it on the street, and let's face it, trying to tap out third and fourth gear in the street in town, not really easy. So I am going to the track again in 2 weeks now, 4th of July weekend, for the show and go, I believe it is. And muscle car weekend, but can run imports, so be in the manual transmission class. Basically just more or less testing the car again, though. I don't know, if I line up next to a Mustang or something, I might try to hopefully put it to my rear view mirror, but we'll see. Anyways, as you guys just seen in the beginning of this video, we had a brake issue at the North Star Speed Summit where I lost brakes. I don't know if you guys remember that when I was going down the track and says something happened to the brakes, but if you didn't, here it is. So anyways, yeah, I lost brakes on the back half of the track, got back to the pit, looked underneath, realized that the brake line had blown, and yeah, the slick was covered in brake fluid, which wasn't great. But what did I do with the line? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so here's the line that broke. And I'm assuming, well, part of what happened is more of the car here. The bracket that's supposed to be right here, one bolt was gone, the other one was loose, bracket moved over, so which I'm assuming allowed the line to move over and catch one of the rim screws and tore the line open. Well, we replaced it with this line, and we tried to zip tie it in place. It's actually, I think, had a couple of zip ties on it, and I was getting ready to pull it out of here. But as you can see, it was rubbing on this line as well. It just wore the coating off. The steel braiding is still fine, but it did wear that outer coating off of there, so it was just a matter of time for this line probably blew apart as well. So, yeah. No bueno. Can't be having that. Don't want to be losing brakes. Luckily that pass that I lost brakes, I was only doing like, I had hit boost cuts, so I was only doing like 80 miles an hour. I wasn't doing 120, 130 out the back end. So it was still kind of a oh shit moment, but it wasn't like an extremely bad oh shit moment. So today we're going to fix the brake problem. I got back from the track and decided, well, I have to do something, so I jumped onto Finishing Line's website, and within, I don't know, 20 minutes of researching and making sure this is exactly the way I wanted to go, I had ordered the parts. So here we have our Finishing Line's Sport Front Wheel Drive version 1 kit. So there's a version 1 and version 2 kit. The version 2 kit like tucks the lines. I think it brings it inside the firewall. Just makes it look cleaner. These basically, as you can see, they have the hard line on the end. And then the rest is like steel braided. So the way the car is set up now, currently have a steel braided line. You can kind of see it here. It goes to this fitting that goes through the shock tower, but it's steel braided line that runs over to the master cylinder, and then it comes down to this 45-degree fitting that's coming through here down to the caliper. So this kit is going to allow me to do is, it's got the hard line that's bent like a factory line that's going to come through our factory hole here and come down to our brake line bracket, where be able to take this steel braided line with our factory type end, which will slide up into place here. Put our clip in, it'll hold the brake line in place, and it has our factory mount that will go to our factory bracket and be able to loop in directly behind the wheel to the brake caliper, which should take away any problems we have of the brake line rubbing on the wheel. So luckily never got rid of these. A little corroded from sitting around, but they'll work. Goodrich brake lines that I had bought back before this thing was going to turn into a race car, and it was just going to remain a street car. And I had the Willwood brake calipers on it. Yeah, which are just sitting here in a box. Someday, when I decide that I don't want to take this thing down the drag strip every 5 months, that's what it feels like. No, someday when I decide that I want to just turn this thing into a street car and clean it up and just drive it normal, probably put those Willwoods back on it, and yeah, that, or I'll end up buying another EM1, which that idea is actually going around in my head, and just building a really clean street car, like show car. But here I am talking about buying new cars, and I need to fix the one that I have and actually use it. I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna go put some brake lines on and get this kit knocked out, get the brake lines bled, and this thing should be ready to rock for show and go. So yeah. Okay, looking at these, thinking the easiest way to do is to route the line first. At least this one, because this is a long one. Route the line first, get it fed through the hole and kind of in place, and I'll put the other steel braided line here and get everything ran before I disconnect it from the caliper and from the master cylinder. That way I just don't make a giant mess of brake fluid all over the floor. I mean, I'm still gonna make a mess, but if I have the other line in place, this I can just swap lines quick and hopefully not lose all the brake fluid and make a giant disaster of them. I mean, I'm gonna lose the brake fluid because I'm taking the line out, but you know what I mean. I don't know. I think it's just gonna be easier. Route the line first. So that's where we're gonna start. Yeah.
you said, it goes one way or the other. And I think we've had James Dean on the wall yesterday. We've had LZ now take, again, watch this, just loses the back end of the car. It just happens in an instant, and that's the problem. And I think LZ knows himself. Right about here, that's going to be tough to bring back.
Yeah, no, he's on the lock stop, so look how relaxed he is. He's like, there's no saving this at this point. Oh man, look at zero, radical zero. No improvement whatsoever.
Yeah, again, look, I mean, this weekend they said a lot of things in the car that needed to work out.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know about you guys, but here, northern Minnesota, it's been pretty cool out for the last, I don't know, week or so. It hasn't been hot like the rest of the country, but today, it's getting warm. I don't like it. Apparently there's severe thunderstorms coming. Reed Timer's on his way back up to Minnesota. So, that's interesting, but this thing turned into a Jenga puzzle. Which of course I shut the camera off because I was getting frustrated, but I probably should have left it on because I finally figured out the Jenga puzzle. So I thought the hard lines were backwards. I realized that no, you just got to put them in the right way. Because I was like, I had this up here and I had it sitting in there. I'm like, well, this has got to be the way that goes, right? And didn't seem to quite fit right, and then I grabbed the other one because I took them off the hose because when they're on the hose, they're too dang difficult to maneuver. But yeah, took it off the hose, got it in there. So I still have this kind of just chilling, but as you can see, it just comes down, hugs straight down into that, and then we'll come up on the top side here. I don't know if you'll see this, but maybe something. Look at the camera in there. There you go. Maybe I can zoom in on that or something. But it just comes out, angles back, and then our line will tuck down and go through the other direction there. Fortunately, though, now I'll somehow get wrenches down there to tighten that fitting back up as I took it off. So I'm going to try to get wrenches in there, tighten that. Route this line over there. And then we'll do the other side, which will be a lot easier because the line is a lot shorter. But then we get hooked up to the master cylinder. I can get some bolts to get this in place. But I suppose this will give you an idea here. Maybe. This is sitting like so. This will end up looping back down. Should all stay within the wheel, not come out of it. Get a little cleaner, a little more out of the way, hopefully. But anyways, I'll go find some bolts. That's what came loose, just like that. So I gotta go find another bolt. On a bolt for here and start assembling this. But guys, I just wanted to show you my puzzle that I had going on here. The hard lines were on the steel braided lines on the right side that they were supposed to be on, but I had to take it all apart to figure that out. So learn from me and do it in less steps. Okay, so I've got the old line out. I got the new line in. As you can see, it's coming up the master cylinder there. It's routed down. I probably will put I had a clamp on that stud. I'll probably clamp that back there. Just to keep it in place. And probably doesn't matter, but maybe I'll put that back on there. But yeah, I don't know. And then we got our hard line coming through. So again, this is what this looks like down here. On my phone now, so I can zoom in a little better. But it just loops up to the hard line. Hard line comes through, comes down. Got our good ridge line here. I went ahead and got a bolt in there for now. I gotta tighten that. I gotta remember that it's not tight. I did Loctite these though on the brackets, so they don't come loose again. And then yeah, so goes to our caliper, and as you can tell, that's probably gonna come straight into the back of the wheel, and it's not all over the place like it was before. So this should work a hell of a lot better. So yeah, now I just need to knock out the driver's side, which I'm just gonna go and knock out. I'll show you guys once I get it done. And woof, 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 woof. Alright, so I've got this line in. As you can see, nice, short, easy. This one actually was super easy because it's short, other than getting brake fluid on my belt, which kind of pissed me off. But dropping through there, coming down in here, and down to our caliper. So it's actually pretty clean looking, as long as everything stays. Well, it should. Obviously, I gotta put the wheels on here and see if I gotta, like, I don't know, on both sides, just make sure nothing's touching. Might have to zip tie this over or something, just to make sure nothing touches the wheel at all. But that side is done. This side is done. I did readjust this a little bit just so it can't, this line kind of came down. It was kind of up high, and readjusted, loosen this, kind of turn the line, try to get it a little closer to the knuckle here or whatever, just so we don't hit the wheel. But should be good there. I gotta bleed the brakes. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you don't have anybody to help you bleed brakes, get yourself a Gatorade bottle, shove the hose down in old brake fluid, and then you can just crack your bleeder open. You can go inside, pump the brake pedal 10 times, come back, close it, go to the next side. Works out pretty good. I used to do this at the dealership when I worked at Honda, just because it was faster than trying to get somebody to come over and pump brakes for me. If our pressure bleeder was being used by somebody else, and just use an old Gatorade bottle and bleed brakes. So go ahead and get these bled, and then I'm gonna grab one of the slicks and put that on here, and we'll see if it hits anything. Okay guys, so it seems like everything's good here. I mean, brake lightings don't rub. Not hitting anything down here, so that's a plus. Nice and tucked up in there. Both sides. Got zip tie going around just to hold it in place. Should be good. These are all down in here, just kind of chilling, but everything should be good. As I wrapped the, I don't know if you can see it, I got the wheel in the way. Actually, you can't see it. I wrapped the zip tie around. There are loose holes there, just to hold. Oh, we can get to it. Hold this line, short line on this side, kind of against the firewall or the strut tower here, just so it doesn't move over into the alternator. Alternator get hot. I don't. Whatever. Just keep things away from moving things and alternators and hot things. When I was doing that, I looked down. Look at this. Look how loose this is. We literally tightened this before my last pass, and it's loose. So when Eric told me I was tight enough, it was definitely not tight enough. So I gotta tighten that up, because that's ridiculous. But outside of that, guys, that was basically all I had to do today, was get those brake lines fixed up so we can get to the track in 2 weeks, half brakes to stop, hopefully make it pass, the wastegate's back on, hopefully that's fixed, and I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, 2 weeks, chill and go, 4th of July weekend, Brain International Raceway, go race some muscle cars, and hopefully this thing just does better than it did last time. That's all I can ask. So anyways, hopefully you liked the video, hopefully you learned something. Big shout out to Finishing Lines. Their products are fantastic. Those lines were great once I figured out exactly how they kind of sat in there. So big shout out to them. Plus, like, they sent a handwritten note with the lines thanking me. And I don't know, it was just cool. Cool company. Check them out. If you need any brake lines, clutch lines, any of that kind of stuff. So anyways, I guess like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I don't know, see you in the next one. Peace.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my